This is Eagle Al, and today I will be talking about no punt god. Yes, punt god will not be joining the Eagles. And also, I want to talk about the practice squad, how we just on a playing chess. He just on another level, man. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's just get straight into it. Like I said, no punt god. Punt god will not be coming to the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's hear Derek Gunn say it.
And let me put something to rest right now for Eagles fans who keep bringing this name up. I said it yesterday, and I see few people are still mentioning it. Araiza is not coming through that door at the Eagles camp. They are not going to bring him in.
Okay.
And like I said, we all 32 teams have the opportunity to bring this guy in. Nobody's touching him right now, and I don't know why. I can't get a definitive answer as to why the Eagles are now bringing him in, or to the general question I've asked, what is it about this guy that scares people off? But I do know that I was told that Araiza is not coming through that door to try out for the Eagles.
All right, so you see what Derek Gunn had to say. Like, he spoke to somebody, a close source, and Matt Araiza will not be stepping in the Eagles facility. I'm not sure what Matt Araiza did. Also, shout out to Jacob Media. I'm not sure what Matt Araiza did to be blackballed by the NFL. Again, he was accused of stuff. He wasn't prosecuted and released, or he was found guilty then released. The dude beat the case. I'm not understanding. But Derek Gunn also made another good point. Why no other teams want to sign him? And that's my thing. It's the NFL blackballing him without saying they blackballing him. Trust me, that's NFL stuff. That's what the NFL will do. No other teams sign you. No, they probably had some type of secret meeting, like don't sign this guy, and they're not gonna put it in emails or writing because they could get sued. But I think that's the case. I think there's a little blackballing going on, in my opinion. But Matt Araiza is definitely the best punter out there. Now, hearing this breeding man who was released by the Steelers, we looking to sign. I know he's ranked 4th by PFF. The first rumors I was hearing, I was disappointed. They like the Eagles willing to trade one of the corners for a punter. Like, that's not even a fair exchange. We trading our cornerback for a punter. I don't care if he's a practice squad cornerback. No, you don't trade a skill position like that for a punter. Absolutely not. So the Steelers released them. We'll see what happens. Yeah, man. Again, no punt guy. I believe he should be a Philadelphia Eagle. But it's not going to happen. So we'll see who we bring in. Now we'll go over the practice squad because Aaron Sipples is actually on a practice squad. But again, man, I simply don't get it. All right. Howie's playing chess. Howie is playing chess. What do you mean by that, Eagle Al? So when we look at this roster, nope. When we look at this roster, right, you see we heavy on D-line and cornerback, especially cornerback. So what happened today, teams put in claim waivers, and if you've seen my sneak peek of the practice squad, we ain't put in no claim waivers. Like, we don't have nobody else from other teams because we were in the Super Bowl. So how claim waivers work, if you put in a claim, let's say we put in a claim and Washington put in a claim for a player. Washington would get that player over the Eagles, even if we put it in first, because we were in the Super Bowl and whatever, they were middle of the pack or whatever. They didn't make the playoffs. So I guess the Eagles said, instead of wasting our time trying to put in claims for guys, because another team probably put in a claim for that guy and get him, besides the Kansas City Chiefs, we keep it homegrown. So what happened is that out of all the waivers claimed, 10 were DBs. Even the one we released, and that was Kayvon Wallace, he got picked up. So there was a super high demand for DBs, and I believe that's why we kept 7. I believe one of these guys out of Mario Goodrich, Eli Ritz, or even Keely Ringo, well, I believe it should be Keely Ringo, might go on IR or something like that, and we might bring in another guy. I think that should be the case. But it was really smart for the Eagles not to take the risk of, like, yeah, put Mario Goodrich out there or Eli Ritz out there, and they could come back to the practice squad, because they wouldn't have made it through waivers. DBs and I believe linebackers were in high demand. And DBs, it was 10 out of 24, at least at the time I checked it. At the time I checked, it was 10 out of 24. That's really, really high. No quarterbacks were claimed. I'm hearing that Kellen Mond, who Chris Sims infamously said that was better than Jalen Hurts, is out there wanting to play for the Eagles. But again, Howie is playing chess, man. He did not risk let any of his cornerbacks go, and I think that was very, very, very smart. Again, shout out to Howie Roseman playing chess and seeing the board like, man, these teams want DBs. These teams want defensive line. These teams want linebackers. We're not giving up any of our DBs, and we know Kayvon Wallace is simply not going to make it. And maybe if we release Kayvon Wallace, he get opportunity somewhere else. And Kayvon Wallace ended up going to the Cardinals, and I believe that's the best situation for him because he go back to his old defensive coordinator, and also he get to play beside Buda Baker. He get to see like really an all-star safety and see if he can improve his game. The bad thing is he playing back with his old defensive coordinator, and we know Jonathan Gannon, to me, not really the best defensive coordinator, but he does favor the secondary. So maybe Kayvon Wallace can really revive his career there. We will see. Playing beside Buda Baker should elevate his game. But I believe the Cardinals are going to be bad, man. They're going to be bad. So again, Howie's definitely playing chess. And I believe he did Kayvon Wallace a favor by waiving him, in my opinion. It looked bad on paper for sure, but he definitely did him a favor because Kayvon Wallace wasn't going to linger on like as a release player. It just wasn't going to happen. I know Josh Sills got claimed. There's a couple guys that got claimed, but let's just get into the practice squad, man. Let's just talk about it. So we got Devin Allen is back. Shout out to the Eagles bringing him back. You bring back Brenton Covey. So I believe one of those guys will be elevated probably every game. See who they're going with punt returner, kit returner. So good for them. Mekhi Gardner on practice squad. Surprised he didn't get claimed. We got lucky with that. Julian Good Jones, who was really solid. It was just we got a deep O line. I was the first name I seen claimed. Tyron Jackson. I had a feeling that was coming. He's gonna get claimed by us. Kyron Johnson, Tristan McCullum, Joseph Nagata, Brady Russell, Aaron Sipples, Brent Toff, Ben Van S. That's what we call him, and Greg Ward. I believe. Let me know. Eagle I'll mess up. I believe we could add 3 more people to this practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. I think we could add more. So our roster is technically still not full. I believe we could add 3 more guys. I could be wrong. I believe we could add 3 more guys to this practice squad, and I believe we're going to shake up some things with our 53-man roster. So again, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, we could add 3 more guys. Again, I like this. Aaron Sipples, depending on if he went out to his punting battle, he might be added to the 53-man roster. That opens up a spot. Whoever we sign, we might sign them to the practice squad temporarily. Then we can elevate them. So I'm assuming that's why Howie Roseman's keeping spots open. Whoever the punter is, Brendan Mann, punt god, somebody beat out Aaron Sipples, please. There's no way I can take another year Aaron Sipples. Yes, I'm a spoiled Eagles fan, and I'm complaining about special teams. So what? Get a new punter and bring him in. Practice squad again. I like it. I'm really surprised. Like I said, 10 out of 24 DBs were claimed. I'm surprised Mekhi Gardner made it through. But Eli Ricks, Mario, they will have not made it through. So again, practice squad is pretty solid. A lot of people don't like the 53-man roster. I just don't think it's complete. It's the initial 53-man roster. Howie Roseman will be aggressive, but I could get people concerns about it. But hey, man, what do you think, and how do you feel about Howie Roseman playing chess? No punt guard. They like, nah, he ain't stepping in this building on the practice squad. How we playing chess, but this is Evil Al. I'm a